let's just stay in that space of knowing that God is and I am. As we take a nice deep breath and settle in. There's been a lot of buzz and activity this morning so far, and yet here we are, present to that one life, that one spirit, that one source of all there is. And so we settle into that in this moment. Connecting with that source within, connecting with one another all around us. Connecting online, and knowing there is absolutely no separation. And so I know for each one of us that as we settle in, and as we open to the energy, to the message of Reverend Ann, that we hear something that will change our life. And so in gratitude for that and for each one present, however we're present, I give great thanks and I release this prayer to the perfect activity of law, knowing it is done, and together we say, and so it is. Good morning.
Good morning.
I need to know where they are. Here they are.
Thank you, Patty, for doing on the fly.
Let's take a deep breath together and just say good morning to each other. Look at each other and say good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
I'm happy to just step in this morning with these celebrations. So, we are the Everyday Center for Spiritual Living, and we empower each other to live joy-filled lives when?
Every day.
Every day. Every day, in every way, we are better and better. So I'm Patty Berry, for those who might not know who I am, and I am a practitioner here, stepping in to do a little different job today. Excuse me. Excuse me, I don't know what's going on here. I think it's the Chamisa. Are there any first-time visitors here today? Would you stand up and share your name with us?
My name's Patricia, and I'm Bren's sister, and I'm from San Diego, California.
Well, we welcome you, aren't we, mightily? We're really happy you're here. Is there anybody on Facebook who's new?
Not Facebook, Zoom.
Oh, or Zoom, sorry. Well, we have two things here.
We do.
I'm not seeing anything.
No, I think everyone's.
Everybody is an old timer, so to speak. So, excuse me.
You want some water, Patty?
That might help. Yes, thank you. Does anybody have a celebration, a birthday, an anniversary, anything wonderful that you want to celebrate today? Shoshana.
I want to express my gratitude. Okay. Last week I said I had gotten Medicaid in one day. And during the week I made a lot of phone calls. I've even had some appointments. So I've seen a primary physician, ENT. I have vestibular physical therapy set up, an audiologist so I can get a hearing aid. I've done blood work so I can get IV drips. There's still some really important things on this list. I got a care coordinator assigned to me, and he'll visit with me in the beginning of November. But he'll look at my whole house, he'll assess all my needs, and help me navigate New Mexico, because I really don't know what kind of services are here that I could use. So
Well, we're
it was
happy.
a week of a tremendous amount of tons and tons of little miracles every day.
Fantastic. We're happy for you. Anyone else? Matt.
Yes, I'm pleased to report that my daughter selected a position with the VA in San Diego, so we may be coming your way.
Fabulous.
There we go. I'm praying for one close to the beach.
We'll know that with you.
There we go.
And Denise?
I just want to announce that Tuesday is Reverend Anna Mai's 9th wedding anniversary.
That is absolutely wonderful. Thank you. We celebrate with you. And so Joseph?
Yes.
We sing Celebrate You to the tune of Happy Birthday.
We celebrate you, we celebrate you, we celebrate you, we celebrate you, we celebrate you.
Taking a deep breath. That's so beautiful to celebrate with everybody. So now let's take a moment to stand and greet everybody.
Yeah.
So,
I want to give you all.
Yep, yep, yep.
She's gonna be
Can't wait to hear
You're in heaven, but you're still here.
Oh. Now I'm used to doing it. I just, happens these days.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you this morning? Oh, I think you guys are muted. Are you muted?
That would be true.
Oh,
Good
how are
morning,
Good
everyone.
morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Hi, I'm Sean.
I'm so happy to see you all.
Happy to see you too.
Know where Laurel is.
We're going to talk about incredible and beautiful sequoias today. So I hope you
Oh, nice.
Good.
I'd still like to have a conversation about you coming and doing a ceremony.
That's okay. I'm not supposed to.
Okay.
We'll talk another time.
Yes,
Until we get
exactly.
the word in.
Okay.
Welcome. It's funny because I've been to enjoying.
Welcome. I'm happy to see you all this morning. Here comes Joseph.
We're ready?
Yes.
We're up next. Okay.
That's why. My sister said you're from.
That's right. That's right.
That's why your name is.
That's right.
Rise
Please stand and face east. East is air, the breath of life, rebirth, and springtime. East is where the sun rises every morning. It represents inspiration, new ideas, psychic abilities, and intuition. Its colors are white, yellow, crimson, blue-white, and pastels. Some of its animals are the eagle and the hawk. It is new love and joyous new beginnings. Please take a deep breath and turn to your right. Face south. South is fire. It is the energy and fire of the sun. It is the spirit of life and can heal and purify. South is summer. It represents growth, fertility, gentleness, warmth, and good friendship. Its color is red. Its animals are desert animals, like reptiles and salamanders, and also fire animals like dragons and horses. Please take a deep breath and turn to your right. Face west. West is water. It represents emotions of love, courage, and daring, as well as the unconscious, womb, and fertility. As it flows, it represents the changes life constantly brings. It is the cleansing of rain, the excitement of a river, and the passion of the sea. It is where the sun goes down each evening. We thank the West for the changes, transformations, and new ideas that come into our lives. Blue and aqua are its colors. Its animals are dolphins, whales, fish, sea serpents, sea birds, and all other sea creatures. Please take a deep breath and turn to your right. Face north. North is earth. It is the stable home to return to. It is winter. It gives us the strength and power to bear what is cold and harsh in life. It is going within to find your own strength and connections with spirit. It is the body, growth, money, creativity, birth, and death. Its color is white. It is mountains, valleys, precious stones, salt, and crystals. It is the nourishment and sustenance. Its animals are the stag, bison, and forest animals. Please take a deep breath and turn and face your screen of the central aisle. Close your eyes, put your hands over your heart, and feel the presence of these elements within, honoring each as an element of spirit. Now open your eyes. Take a moment as you see the eyes of God, and notice God looking back at you. Thank you.
Thank you, Patricia. Just feeling into the earth element and just how strong and powerful that is. We focus our attention today on the reading that I brought, actually 3 readings. So the first is by Laurel Waters, and she says, the sequoia is here to help us ignite our creative passion by encouraging us to tap into our inner wisdom and strength. From Brene Brown. I want to be in the arena. I want to be brave with my life. And when we each make the choice to dare greatly, we sign up to get our butts kicked. We can choose courage or we can choose comfort, but we can't have both, not at the same time. And lastly, from Ernest Holmes, ignorance stays with us until the day of enlightenment, until our vision toward the Spirit broadens and casts out the image of a no longer useful littleness. What we now experience, we may cease experiencing if we have the will, the courage, and the imagination to set our vision in an opposite direction and hold it there. It is the office of the imagination to set the vision. The will should hold the vision in place until the creative genius of the inner life transforms the image of limitation, and courage transmutes it into liberty under law. Take a nice deep breath in, let those words just settle in. And the affirmation that I've written for today, I have the imagination, will, and courage to create my life. And so if you're willing and you would like to say it with me, please. I have the imagination, will, and courage to create my life. And so it is.
Good morning, I'm Joseph Salick, the music director here at the Everyday Center. And this morning it's a wonderful pleasure to be welcoming my good friend Sean Buckley to join us and present his music. Sean is a longtime resident of Santa Fe. He's a wonderful singer, songwriter, and guitarist and violist. And yeah, we've got two wonderful songs to share with you this morning. Please join me in welcoming Sean.
Thanks everyone. Thanks for having me here again. It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a busy while. But now it's like a tranquil while. Soft rains fill the as the streams fill the rivers. Rivers so flow to the ocean. The power every moment of your goodness. May goodness flow forth to heal our beings. Those here now, those yet to come, those gone before, may your goodness heal our beings. Those here now, those yet to come, those gone before, may your goodness heal our beings.
Ready to go back out? Chris?
By the power of every, by the truth of your goodness, may your heart's wishes be full. By the power of your goodness, by the beauty of this moment, may goodness flow forth to heal all beings. Those here now, those yet to come, Who's gone before? May your goodness heal our beings. Who's here now? Those to come, yet to come. Those gone before. May your goodness heal our beings. May your goodness heal our beings. Goodness flows forth, goodness heals. 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 Goodness flows forth, goodness heals.
You know better. Get back over here.
I do.
You know better. Let's give him some everyday appreciation.
Well, you bring the gorgeousness out, and yeah, you know, every time I'm singing this with Joseph on Monday, and after I'm thinking like, I told my brothers, like, I don't know if I can sing these songs because I just break down in tears. Like, Joseph writes such beautiful music, and then it's like the space and the energy just holds me so well, and all I want to do is just hold everyone else out there that I meet today and beyond. So thank you. Thank you.
And thank you, Joseph.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joseph. We can just hang out over here. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
And what a bright and beautiful and glorious morning it is.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You know, for me, it's, people ask me, well, if I'm going to visit Santa Fe, what time of year should I come? And I say, because spring is so gorgeous, right? And if you're into snow, as a friend of ours is, who lives in Northern California and who cannot wait to be here in the snow, she will be here sometime in January. But this.
Yeah.
This is the time of year I came here and found our house.
Wow.
And it continues to take my breath away.
Yes.
But we'll welcome you anytime. So come on down. I have a sacred honoring to share with you this morning. And we will do this one sacred honoring in particular at some time later with when the family is here. But it is my honor and privilege to celebrate the life of Carol Rose's husband, Chuck, who made his transition very unexpectedly Friday evening. And Carol is surrounded by family and friends, and all of our thoughts and prayers are with her to move through this time with as much peace as possible, knowing that she is loved. Chuck was an extraordinary man, and I adored him, and he knew it. Because Chuck was the kind of a guy that would. And it's hard for me to say was, because his is such a presence that I still feel him. I still feel that he is hanging out somewhere close by. Saying, okay, Ann, what are you going to say about me now? I just want you, first of all, to, of course, hold Carol in your hearts and not only Carol, but first and foremost Carol, of course. Chuck meant so much to this community, to the Santa Fe community at large, to the military community at large, to the Vietnam veteran community in particular. I don't think that there is anyone who didn't know him. And for sure I know that if anyone, anywhere, at any time asked him to assist them with something, he only knew one answer. Yes. And it was yes. And so I honor that yes, that Chuck represented in sometimes pretty unconventional ways. And this very special, very unique human being will be sorely missed by many. The other sacred honoring that I want to take a moment for this morning is our dear friend Tina. Well, she has a lot of cats. And you may wonder why I'm sharing this moment with Tina, but her most precious, most dear, closest, most treasured Basil had to be put down this week. And so what I know is that our hearts are big enough to honor Chuck, to hold Carol in love and comfort, and to recognize the divine in Basil that is now absent from Tina's life. Although I know from our experience with Goldie, she'll be around, because that's what they do. Everybody take a nice deep breath, please. sequoias. How many of you have seen the sequoias in California? Many. I know that we have at least two here. They're puny, but sequoias still. And I say puny with love because the sequoias in California, there are many sequoias in California that are hundreds of years old. And General Sherman, which is the name of what has been determined as the oldest sequoia, there's a little conversation back and forth about whether it's 900 or 1200 or, you know, someday they'll decide on a number, but who cares? Old. And I remember the fire that happened last year. It was the first time in a long time that the sequoias had been threatened. And having grown up with sequoias as part of my life experience and hugged more than my share probably, I was concerned. What would happen to these precious forests that had lived all this time? Well, I should have known better. Because what sequoias represent is courage and longevity. Ha, big surprise. And when Denise was doing her research for her reading this morning, what she also found out, now I know I've mentioned this before when probably, I don't know how long ago, but one of the times I was talking about seeds, and I used the sequoia acorn as an example. Because of course we all are familiar with the mustard seed idea, right? The tiny mustard seed. Well, these sequoias, these magnificent beings that I mean, to say I've hugged a few, I'm not talking about wrapping my arms around them because there's no way. But their acorns are this big. They're smaller than a quarter. These giants among trees. Their acorns are smaller than a quarter. And within those acorns are the seeds that will make more sequoias. Now, what do you think, and this is what Denise discovered during her research, what do you think has to happen for those acorns to release their seeds? Fire. Fire has to happen for the acorns to release their seeds, to open and let their seeds scatter in the forest. So my concern about these scary fires that were happening and what horribleness might transpire in the sequoia forest, the horribleness was more sequoias. How important are our seeds? Our seeds of thought. are seeds of choice. Because, as I've said many times before, just as a little reminder, we make, at last estimate, not by me, but by scientists, at least 60,000 choices a day. Not kidding. Because we're constantly making them. We're constantly making choices. And every time we make a choice, we change directions. Because every choice represents a crossroads. You've heard me say this before. All of you go like this, whether you remember it or not. Every choice represents a crossroads, and every crossroads offers multiple choices next. Now, it may feel like we only have one, right, Patty? It may feel like, well, if I make this choice, then I have to make that choice. And then I have to make that choice, and then no. There's no have-tos. There's no have-tos. We can make any choice we want. The thing is our choice is so powerful. It's like those little seeds waiting in that little tiny acorn. They're so powerful. And sometimes it takes a fire. Somewhere in this, in this zone, it takes a fire to light us up and help us make a choice. Because sometimes it feels hard, doesn't it? It feels hard to choose. It feels hard to know what to choose. And we know. I heard that, Patty. I heard that. And that's always true. It can feel hard. Big deal. So what? The worst that's going to happen is you're going to make a choice and go, oops. You're going to make a choice and go, oh man, this is not what I meant. And then you know what? You get to make another choice. You don't have to stay in the muck with the oops and blame yourself and make yourself bad and wrong. You get to move on instantaneously. I can't do that very well. Anybody who can snap, just go ahead and snap for me. There you go. Wisdom of the sequoias is what they mirror for us. And I encourage all of you, at some point, when it's convenient, find a picture online, go to images, Google, and find a picture online that you love, that you resonate with, of the great sequoias. It doesn't have to be General Sherman. It can be any of them. But one that resonates for you, so that you can have it around to remind you that your life is as you choose. Now, that doesn't mean that everything that happens in our experience is as we choose. Because the other people that seem to have, or seem to have importance or influence in our lives, they have choices too, about which we can usually do nothing. Nothing. No matter how much we would like to be of that kind of influence, it isn't typically the case. Because if we're of that much influence, it may well be the case that the person that we think we're having so much influence over is agreeing with us and doing what they want to do anyway. Our choices are ours. They determine the quality of our life. They determine the quality of our life and how much we enjoy life. Because another very important thing that Denise shared in her reading this morning was from Ernest Holmes, and he was reminding us, I can't give it to you word for word, but first of all, he was reminding us that these realizations come with enlightenment. Now, many of us may have grown up with the idea that enlightenment means that you have to die first, or learn to levitate in order to be enlightened. Enlightenment, like transformation, does not announce itself. It happens every day, all the time. Because there's nothing to restrict it. It's our discovery of a new idea, of a new belief, of a new way of being that invites that enlightened experience into our awareness. The other really important piece to remember, and actually, I think I will send out this Ernest Holmes quote to everybody because it carries so much deliciousness in its reminders and encouragement, is if we want our lives to change, we have to choose to shift our focus to the change. But that's not all. Actually, that's the easy part, right? It's easy to think of, boom, how I'd like my life to change. Nah, that's the easy part. The challenge is to keep our focus there and not keep coming back to the appearance and experience that is less. And actually, he's referring directly to lack in this part of the quote, and he says, you know, and there's a lot of confusion among religious scientists in various conversations, particularly those who have been in religious science for gazillions of years, about what it means to turn away from what you don't want. Because the question always comes up, well, does that mean that I'm not supposed to care about what's really happening? Isn't that irresponsible?
No.
Isn't that impractical? That's the one that comes up the most. Isn't that impractical? I mean, after all, if I'm being practical, then I'm paying attention to what's going on in my life and to what I need to do to take care of it and what needs to happen to take care of it. And at that point, you have left your capital A assistant in the dust. Because all of your focus is on what is.
Yeah.
Or what was. And I'm not talking about focusing on the future. There is a creative way to focus on the present moment, which is very powerful. And there is the opposite. To focus on the present moment, but really not. It's really a cheat. Because while we would say that we're focused on the present moment, we're really focused on all the moments before that we believe, and all the people before, that we may believe led up to this pile of stuff. That's in the present moment because it's in our mind. Still being fed by our attention. And do I think I'm suggesting something easy? No. Not for a moment. Because even though this isn't hard, it does require work.
Yes, yes, indeed.
And we get confused about the two things being the same. It isn't hard. If I ask you for just a split second to bring into your attention the blue wall that is in the social area behind us, can all of you see it? The blue wall is right there. We all saw it this morning when we came in. Now, if I ask you to shift your attention from the blue wall that has already been in your experience and is likely to be again in a few minutes because you're going to go there to have a snack, and shift your attention to something delightful that you're welcoming into your life right now, can you do that?
Yes.
Your attention, it's really interesting. You take it by the hand and you go, come over here with me. Because we're going to think about this. We're the boss. We are the boss of us. Not of anybody else, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, that news is never going to change. We are the boss of us, and not of anybody else. And the sequoias are here to remind us that through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years of all kinds of weather, of all kinds of climate change, of all kinds of seasons, of all kinds of everything that you can imagine, even some goofball carving their initials into our side. No judgment there. Just an observation. Here we are. Here we are in our magnificence, and we're not arguing with each other, and we're not forming any militia, and we're not deciding whether or not we're going to continue to extend our limbs, or if we're just not feeling like it today. We are at our tallest and proudest and best at every moment,
Yes.
without excuse. Well, of course, they're just a tree. What else are they going to do? There is no living thing that is just a thing.
Right.
No living thing that is just a thing. Because everything, everywhere, is in, of, as that one intelligence, that one energy. We might make fun of people who talk to trees. Well, you can take me on any time. I love to talk to trees. Because I know they know things that I haven't quite been able to get in touch with yet. So back to our choices. As one in the one, that one life, that one power, that one presence, that is all life, that is all creation, that is the activity of creation without stopping for a moment to even breathe, and the results of that creation, we are the revelation of that intelligence, of that energy, just like the sequoia is. Just like everyone we love is, and everything we love. And we waste the power of our choice sometimes. I'm not going to say all the time. I'm just going to say sometimes. Because we make choices on automatic pilot. Let's do that, Les. Let's wake up to the power of our choices. The words we choose, the behaviors we choose, the attitudes we choose towards each other in particular, the each other that we know and the each other that we don't know. Let's see what we can do with that. Because choices are like silly putty. And we can make them into anything we want. Anything. We can make them beneficial or harmful to ourselves or others. They can be filled with loving kindness or self-doubt or resentment or judgment What do we choose? What do we choose? I choose you. Bless you on the truth. I choose to go home and print out a picture of a sequoia today. Although I have so many pictures in my mind, they're all crowding for attention. I choose to surround myself with reminders of my own authority. And I let go of the idea that anybody else has more power than I do.
Yes.
And so it is.
And so it is.
You forgot. You're so funny. I couldn't hear anything on that side.
The falling leaves drift by my window. The autumn leaves of red and gold. I see your lips, I feel your kisses, the sunburned hands I used to hold. Since you went away, the days go long, and now I hear old winter song. How I miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to fall. falling leaves drift by my window. The autumn leaves of red and gold. I see your lips, I feel your kisses, the sunburnt hands that I used to hold. Since you went away, the days grow long, and now I hear a winter song. Now I miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to fall, autumn leaves, autumn leaves start to
And thank you, Joseph.
Thank you.